All right, this one is about John Angelo Gotti, man, born February 14th, 1964. He's an American former mobster who was the acting boss of the Gambino crime family from 1991 to 1999. Gotti became acting boss when the boss of the family, his father John Gotti, was sent to prison. The former Gotti was himself in prison for racketeering in 1999, and between 2004 and 2009, he was a defendant in 4 racketeering trials, each of which ended in a mistrial. In January 2010, federal prosecutors announced that they would no longer seek prosecution of Gotti for those charges. Now, that's what this is about, man. This is about Big John Gotti. So, you know, just so you can see what he looked like, this what he looked like, you know what I mean? We're going to get this one time. All right? That's Junior right there. So let's start the show, man. All right? Let me ride how I want to ride. Please let me ride how I want to ride. All right? All right, this was about John Gotti Jr., man. So you can see who it looked like. I'm going to bring him up, man. All right? Just so you understand. That's John Gotti Jr., right? That's John Gotti's son. Now, he was in Ray Brook Federal Penitentiary. I was also in Ray Brook Federal Penitentiary. You know, Ray Brook FCI. Let's get it right. It's an FCI. But when I got there, they said, welcome to, what they call it? Welcome to USP, meaning United States Penitentiary, Ray Brook, you know, but it was an FCI, but it was rocking and rolling. There was nothing soft about that joint. They sent all the different Mexican gang members, the Paisans, the Serenos. They sent everybody over there to Ray Brook. Now, that's John Gotti Jr. When he got on the compound, it's like everybody ran around behind him. I mean, he had a big entourage of, you know, a bunch of Italians, and they all thought they was elite. You know, they all thought they was elite, but, you know, we all think we're elite. Gunshots to being elite. You know what I mean? Gunshots, you know? Now, John Gotti, when he got there, it was like crazy because he had all these Italians came and they bought him all these sweatsuits and stuff. Now, all they sold in the prison was 2 types of sweatsuits, dark gray or light gray sweatsuit. You put them together, you get a tailor to make you outfits. That's what he used to do. Now, when he got, I'm gonna get back to that. When he got all of these sweatsuits and stuff, I mean, he had a whole bed full of sweatsuits and food and commissary. You know, like he was running a prison store, you know, with everybody, you know, looking out for him, all the Italians, you know, all the older dudes, younger dudes. They praised him and they treated him like straight royalty, just so you understand. So you know how John Gotti Jr. survived. That's what this video is about. This video is about letting you know how John Gotti Jr. survived in the prison. You know, the same way I let you know in the other video titled How John Gotti Survived in the Prison. This was going to be how John Gotti Jr. survived in the prison. John Angelo Gotti, a.k.a. Jr., survived in the FCI. Now, when he got there, they bought him all these sweatsuits and stuff, and, you know, he was living like a king. And I ain't gonna front, when I got there, you know, the homies looked out for me, all the Dominicans from uptown, because, you know, I was up in Washington Heights. So they treated me like royalty. Just keeping it 100. You don't believe anything I say, you go ask anybody. Like I said, you could question anything I say, and everything I say is stamped. Read the comments, because there's people that was there. Screw the little young trolls that don't understand who they dealing with, what they dealing with, because they used to go on these channels that people talk about people they don't know and they never met and they never had no interactions with. So they come on YouTube and they tell what they want to tell. But I'm telling you the facts. That's why you come to Unique Mecca Audio to get the real deal. But now when he came to the compound, he had so many, you know, Italians running behind him. They bought him everything you could think of. The administration got in their body, so they told him, yo, you got to give all that stuff back. You know what I mean? Because they got a penitentiary, you know, code, a rule with the Federal Bureau of Prisons saying that you're not allowed to accept anything of value from another inmate. They normally don't trip on that, but when you got a dude, got 30 and 40 dudes, you know, giving you stuff, Now they panicking because they figure that if they giving you stuff, you can tell them what to do and you can control them, and then you'll take away their power. And the whole thing in federal prison is about power. Now, like I said, I'm a ride. Let me tell you about power in the federal prison. Power in the federal prison go like this, you know. The administration, when you go to visit your family, they make the visiting so uncomfortable where they tell your family member, take off your shoes, put your hand through the joint, you know what I mean? They got these little poles between each finger. You're supposed to put your finger between the pole and it reads your hand to see if you had came in contact with any drugs or contraband. Now, when people go up there, they put their hands through it. You know, 9 times out of 10, everybody know they use money, you know what I mean, to keep drugs in. So all the dollar bills and all that, the $100 bills, $50 bills, 9 times out of 10, they had some type of contraband or narcotics in it. So by them having that in it, now you take a dollar and you spend it at the local 7-Eleven, and you was just, you know, sniffing coke with it or put coke in it or whatever, and then, you know, somebody they go buy something in the 7-Eleven, give them change, and now when they get the change and they take that and they open up, they count their money, now they got it all on their fingers, what they call the residue. You know, the residue all in your fingers. So now you go visit somebody in prison, you put your hand through the joint, you know, like I said, they got the little joints that go between it, and it's gonna read that you was in contact with whatever narcotics was on that bill, but that don't mean you used it, you handled it, or you was even around it. But the BOP used to turn away people's visits saying that, you know, and they said they did it randomly, but they really just tested the black people that came up there and then said that, your visitor can't come in. The moral of that is for power and control. Once they do that, what they do is they take away your family members from supporting you. You know what I mean? Because now your family member don't want to come up there because they got them taking off their shoes, taking off their coat, got the females taking off their bra. If they got wire in it, then they say they can't go through the metal detector. They just make it so inconvenient that your family members don't even want to come. You know, but once they do that and they can isolate your family members from you, now they feel like they have you because they got you in a way that now your family members not supporting you, so you have to depend on the Federal Bureau of Prison to support you. So now you got to go get a prison job in the kitchen, in the yard, in the housing unit, in the rec department, in the library, you know what I mean, wherever, so that you can make a couple of dollars, because now your family members ain't sending you no money because over a decade they done separated you. Big shout out Duncan, you know what I mean? So that's how that go. So, you know, that's what they do with that. So they don't like for other inmates to give other inmates nothing. So if you're doing bad and you go to an inmate, like the Muslims, big shout out to the Muslims. Big shout out to the Muslims. Big shout out to the Muslims. Like the Muslims got something that they call zakat. You know what I mean? Zakat is where you put, you know, weekly allowance in, and that help the other brother that's not as fortunate as you when they need something. So you might give, you know, a toothpaste, a bar of soap, you know what I mean, some chips, you know what I mean, a sweatsuit, you know, whatever. So now if somebody come and they don't have soap, they go to the imam and, you know, they tell them, y'all, I don't have any soap this week. Could I get a bar of soap, big bro? And, you know, they go to the zakat and they look out for the brothers that don't have it. That's unity. That's how the Muslims do. Big shout out to the Muslims. Big shout out to the Muslims. All right, calm down. Let me finish my story. So that's zakat. But now John Gotti coming, it's like he got a zakat in his cell. You know, but administration get mad. They tell me you got to give all that back. So he gave back all the sweatsuits and all that. Now, you know, let me tell you a little funny story about John Gotti Jr., because that's what this is about. I'm going to ride and get away from it and come back to it. So just bear with me and let me enjoy my therapeutic, you know what I mean, mental evaluation and, you know, mental getting everything right. So now we got John Gotti used to get the sweatsuits, and, you know, like me, I used to get my sweatsuits and I get them in like a 2X. I was really only like a large, but I get them in a 2X and I take it to the, you know, the little prison tailor, and he put like, he get like the dark suit. I get 2 dark sweatshirts and 2 dark sweatpants. He'll take that and he'll cut them up and he'll make one suit by putting patches on it. So I had, like the pockets that they put on the pants. If y'all see me on the street or remember me from back in the day or even right now today, I like to wear the Army cargo pants that got the square pockets on the kneecap. They give you more pockets to put money in because, my pocket's always fat. Even when I'm in the prison, I was penitentiary rich. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm sitting here with 200-300 of these in my pocket, I need room to be able to hold it where you can't notice it. So that's where that come at. And it's also used as a fan, as you see, to cool you off, like, back in the days. Now, so we got it where I used to get my sweatsuits 2X. John Gotti, right, when he got there, he was like a 1X. Because as you see, he a thick boy. Look up there, a thick man. So nobody think I'm disrespecting him. But, the way we talk, we say son, done, DC say slim. You understand what I'm saying? And down Virginia, they say stick man. Stick man is like a homie. Y'all getting jewels. Cash app on the screen. Remember, gamers be sold, not told. So Virginia say stick man. DC say slim. And New York say son, done. You know what I mean? And out west, you already know, the Crips say cuz, So now, those are different terminologies for homies that I had to learn when I was in the prison because you got to respect everybody from wherever they from. So now, he used to go and get his joints tailored while I'm getting mine 2X. He was a 1X, but he'll get his joints tailored. No disrespect to the brother, and y'all gonna see that he was ahead of the time. You know what I mean? So I'm giving him his props. Nobody can say nothing negative about John Gotti Jr. in the Federal Bureau of Prison because that man was official. His father did some racist crap. Yeah, I said it because I keep it 100. Did some racist crap and called, a dude a monkey. And the dude wound up putting the mitts on him, and he went and tried to get the Aryan Brotherhood to hold him down, but the Aryan Brotherhood was definitely not trying to see the DC car, because the DC car already known to bust their gun. So let's give a gunshots to DC. Double gunshots to DC. All right? Remember that. Gunshots! All right? So now, let me get back with the story. So now, John Gotti Jr. used to get his sweatsuits, tailored in where he go take them and he'll get the legs all tight and get the thighs all tight. And his joints was so tight, they what y'all call nowadays fitted. So he's a before the time. We were still wearing ours from the 90s baggy, but John Gotti was wearing his joints super tight, what y'all call fitted. You know what I mean? So in the prison, right, they used to call it, like how y'all call it slim fit, and up in Ray Brook. You know what I mean? If everybody was up in Ray Brook, they know. They used to call it Gotti wear. You know what I mean? Because them George was so goddamn tight, he couldn't even put a book of stamp in his pocket. You know what I mean? Big shout out to the Gotti wear. Big shout out to the Gotti wear. You know what I mean? And I'm sure somebody gonna hashtag, and if they don't, y'all do it. Hashtag, John Gotti Jr. over on social media and let him see this link so he understand that we respected his gangster. And I'm telling you, I respected his daddy even though he did some racist crap. I respect his daddy because his daddy stood up against the federal government and thumbed his nose at him and kept it 100 and fought them every step of the way. That's what men do. You understand what I'm saying? Not telling anybody to go out there, thumb their nose at the federal government, not saying all of that. But what I'm saying is if you're in that life of crime and this is the lane you chose, that's what you have to do. Under no circumstances do you work with the federal government if you think that you're going to be on the street. So if you want to work with the federal government, go get a job. And I'm telling you, it's best to get a job. After 26 years in federal prison, I wish I would have gotten a job and never got involved in all this and wouldn't have all these fly-ass stories to tell you where I got to sit here and let you know. Gunshots! All right? Just so you understand. Now, his pants were so tight, they called him Gotti wear. You know what I mean? And dude used to laugh at it. Black dudes laughed at it. And it's funny because here it is 2023, and now you got dudes actually wearing Gotti wear. But they done switched it from Gotti wear to slim fit, you know what I mean? Or fitted, But when I came home, I give you a funny one. I was probably like a weight 34 when I came home. I came home 220 pounds because they kept me locked in. They was always stabbing somebody out in Victorville. Victorville bloodthirsty. I've never seen a jail more bloodthirsty than Victorville Penitentiary. Big shout out to Pooh Shiesty. Big shout out to Pooh Shiesty. All right, calm down. Let me get back. Calm down. Let me get back to the story. Pooh Shiesty out there surviving out there. I talked to my man Levi and all the homies out there. You know what I mean? Broadway and everybody. And, you know, they said Pooh Shiesty out there doing his thing. He running with the Memphis car. And that's how, you know, that's how men do. You know, he kept it what they call 100. You know what I mean? As far as for the dudes on the street. But I'm telling you, don't get involved in the street, so you got to keep it 100. Because you might not be as thorough as Pooh Shiesty to say that you're going to go to prison and you're going to hold it down and not try and rehabilitate yourself and continue to do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, if you wind up in prison, rehabilitate yourself, do what you need to do, because I had life plus 20 and now I'm out here, so I'm giving this positive message. But if you think you're tough enough to be like me and Pooh Shiesty, continue to do what you do, but just know that when they pull up on you, to shut the F up, you know what I mean, and hold your own. Because like I said, they came at me and told me I could get immunity if I blamed everything on my brother. And yes, this was my brother's case, because I was in New York sending drugs up and down the East Coast. My brother was just one of many that I was sending my cocaine to up and down the East Coast. But never will I get up there and blame anything on my brother, tell on my brother, or tell on any of my street brothers or my comrades that I supplied when I was on the street, because that's against the code, and I do not violate the code. And I'm telling you, if you choose to be on the street, do not violate the code. Don't tell me you didn't know. I didn't know, but I still didn't tell. But I knew I wasn't supposed to tell. Let's get that right. But the point that I'm making is I could have used that lame-ass excuse that I didn't, you know and told on my brother and told on whoever else, you know what I mean? But I knew the code, you know what I mean? But y'all can't sit here and say you didn't know the code, because as of today, April 4th, 2023, you know what I mean? You've been hearing the code right here, Unique Mecca Audio. Gunshots for the code. Big shout out to the code. Everywhere you go, you got codes, rules, and morals and principles. You know what I mean? Even in your household, your mother tell you that you spread your bed before you go to school. You clean your room. You understand what I'm saying? You take a shower. Those are rules. Those are codes. You know what I mean? You got them everywhere. You know, you go to prison, they tell you stand up for 4 o'clock count, stand up for 10 o'clock count on the weekends and holiday, and stand up, you know what I mean, for 10 o'clock count at night. Those are rules and codes. They got them everywhere. You know what I mean? And wherever you choose to live, whatever path you choose to go down, you honor these rules and codes. Just like John Gotti Jr. and his daddy, you know what I mean, that I respect wholeheartedly. So y'all say, yeah, he was racist and all this. Just like you say Trump is racist. I don't care about racism. I call it being prideful. So y'all can sit there playing this, what do you call it? I'm not going to say social media. Y'all play these media games and focus on Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, and all this other racist crap. They try and divert you from the issue that people is just prideful. You have Jamaican that's prideful, saying about Jamaican, I'm taking them better than every blood clot body else. And then you got, Mexicans that think they're more prideful and better. You got Italians, that's what we do. But that's not racism. That's prideful. But that's something for y'all to put in the comments and tell me I'm wrong, because y'all love to do that anyway. And I love it when y'all do it respectfully, so we can have a conversation, so the youngins reading these comments would be able to comprehend what's going on. So just as respectful as I'm being to your views, be respectful to mine. Be respectful to mine. But you can disagree with mine, because I'm going to disagree with yours. You understand what I'm saying? So, there are different reasons for people doing different things from where their mentality is at. But John Gotti Jr. used to have the Gotti wear these super tight ass pants, man. Couldn't even breathe in them. I'm talking about if this man farted, you'll see the joint stretch out and stretch back. You know what I mean? So if you see a dude, if you see him walking down the compound and you see his pants stretch out and stretch back, you know he farted. You know what I mean? Because that's how tight they was. But that's how y'all clothes is now out there. You know what I mean? Gunshots. You know what I mean? Continue to do what you do if you're comfortable doing what you do, but I'm not going that goddamn tight where my joint's going to be stretching out every time I pass gas. Yeah, all right? Now, I'm thinking about doing a little stand-up comedy, so I keep this thing a little funny, classy, and you know what I mean? And keep it moving. But definitely put in the comments what you want. If y'all notice, there's a whole bunch of comments in my joint. I keep the comments because I know how to keep, you entertained with content. But remember, like I said, I got the Cash App. If you can't do a Cash App, do emoji, and know that I got my podcast at Unique Mecca Audio Podcast. It's on Spotify and all the major networks. Go download the video and support. It's free if you can't send a Cash App. So that's not asking too much. If everybody listening right now Cash App on the screen. You can't do $1, can't do $5. Pretty Gangster said it best. $10 ain't gonna hurt nobody. Skip the Cash App and just go to my podcast at Unique Mecca Audio. It's on Spotify and all the podcast stations, and get ready to go up on iMove, iTunes, whatever. You know, with Bill Gates, he done took over this whole goddamn social media stuff. But you go down there, go download one of my videos. Now, back to John Gotti. Like I said, I'm riding, man. I'm riding. So don't say nothing about me plugging myself, because that's what you do. That's how we eat. The same way I plug my man, I ain't got the book near me, but the same way I plug my man Lou Sims, you know, for being on the cover of that new, I ain't got the book near me, the New Felon magazine. Cop the New Felon magazine. You can get it at Legends Lounge over there on 7th Avenue. You want me to plug something, hit me up, we work it out. But John Gotti Jr., just so you know, when we go to yards, you got dudes on the weekend, right? We taking it back to the prison. Like I said, I'm riding, man. Y'all enjoying the ride? Y'all enjoying the ride? All right. Thank you. Y'all enjoying the ride? And those of y'all that's not enjoying the ride, gunshots. Go somewhere else, damn it. Now, sit back and let me ride. Now, when you in the penitentiary, FCI, wherever you at, you got dudes that hustle, and it's called hustling off the land. Hustling off the land is for the ones that I mentioned earlier, that the family members don't give them nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, the administration done ran them off and made them frustrated where they don't even want to come to the prison, you know what I mean, to visit you no more, because they tired of taking off their shoes and having them telling them that they've been around contraband when all they did was go to the local 7-Eleven and cop something. And now they telling them that they don't handle contraband what is on the US dollar. You know what I mean? So now, they cook their food. The Jamaicans will cook them patties. So they make them patties. So they say Jamaican taking patty out there. And then you have, you know, the Mexicans make them burritos and them things, then them take it over to the yard, and, you know, hey, amigo, buy my taco, buy my taco, you know, buy my burrito. And the Jamaicans say, hey, buy two patino. Everybody out there hustling. Then you got dudes walk around with a big ass bag of soda, a net bag with sodas and ice in it, and they selling cold sodas in the yard. Those are dudes hustling off the yard. Could y'all picture that? Picture a man walking around, it's 110 degrees out, and he got a big net bag on his back filled with ice and all kinds of sodas, and he's selling the sodas for 4 stamps. 4 stamps add up to $1. That's how you become penitentiary rich. A lot of them, when they done buying these stamps, they turn around, when they win these stamps, hustle up these stamps, they go back into prison, and they put it on a ticket. You know what I mean? And they gambling, trying to win some more money. The same way we buy lotto and the pick 6 and, you know, the mega ball 6 or whatever it is. My mama got me buying a mega ball every doggone week. You know what I mean? And she got me playing my brother's birthday 13-13. So y'all listening, want a number to play. Y'all play 13-13. So maybe we all putting your mind to it will help my mama win this 13-13 straight box. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my moms. Big shout out. Relax, y'all. Relax. So now that's where it's at. So we go out to the yard to show you how official John Gotti is. And I've done it myself. So has my man Lou Sims, and so have Antoine White, Larry Moe, you know what I mean? La, you know, down in D.C. I mean, you know, this is what we do. We go to the yard and, you know, we support the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, I was down there on Fordham Road today, so, you know, I copped this little bucket hat, because I needed something to go with this shirt, you know what I mean? And I supported the Africans hustle that was hustling on Fordham Road. So when you're in the prison, you support the dudes that's hustling by hustling off the land. So John Gotti will come out there the same as me, you know, Lou and, you know, Antoine White, like I said, Larry Mola and all of us. So we go out to the yard and, you know, roll up on the Jamaica and they say, how much party you have? They say, we have 60 party. All right, well, I'm going to stamp you on for the 60 party. And they say, all right, we're only going to charge you for 50 of them. So, you know, give me X amount of stamp. You know what I mean? So once they tell you that, you give it to them, and then you tell all the homies, y'all, go get some party, dep on me. So they give out, and they giving out the food. John Gotti used to buy food for the whole New York car. You know what I mean? John Gotti Jr., John Angelo Gotti, when he was up there at Ray Brook, would buy food for the whole New York car. Not saying they needed it, but that's just how we show love. So you go out there and they be like, yo, Gotti just bought out the patty, man. Go get some patty. Yo, he bought out, you know, the burrito, man. Go get some burritos. Yo, he bought out the store, man. Go get some store. And it's like a big party when he's out there. Big shout out. I respect that, man, because that's how we do it as kings. That's how we do it. Big shout out to the kings. Big shout out to the Kings. Relax, y'all. Relax, relax. Big shout out to the Kings. But that's how he did it. So now he out there with his Gotti way and he buying up all the food in New York, make sure all the New York dudes eat. And that man never had a problem with a black man going over there getting the food that he spent his money on. You know what I mean? Italians went and got it. Mexicans went and got it. New York went and got it. He don't care. That's just how you look out. So that's one thing I can say. Father did some racist crap. I'm going to keep it 100. Whoever don't like it, screw you. Gunshots, because I speak facts. You know what I mean? But John Gotti Jr. didn't show an ounce of racism in his body. You know, and I respect that man for that. Didn't show an ounce of racism in his body, John Angelo Jr. You know? But now, another thing that he used to do, because this is about John Gotti, even though I'm going to ride off a little bit, you know, I like to go to sunset and then come back in the dark. Now, when he's in there, he look out for everybody. You understand? Black dudes, let's say a black dude or Latin king owes somebody some money and is getting ready to be a war up in the joint. You know what I mean? John Gotti Jr. would say, man, what do he owe you? 200 books? 200 books was like about $1,000. You know what I mean? He'll say he owed 200 books. He'll tell one of his homies, because he'll tell you walk around 5'10", you know, Italians with him. He say, yo, go get him 200 books. And he'll pay the debt just to keep the peace on the yard so they ain't got to be locked down. That's how official he was. You know what I mean? So could you imagine you taking your money to pay another man's, you know, $1,000 debt? You know, that's how this man carried it, man. Official. You know what I mean? Official. You know, he learned from his daddy how to be a boss, and he carried it like a boss in there. You know, like, let me give you another one, you know, because this is the John Gotti ride. I'm going to ride off for the minute, but let me give you another John Gotti ride. Now, John Gotti was so official that, you know, when he used to go to the visiting hall, the SIS, which is called the Special Investigation Service, you know what I mean? That's called SIS. He go out to the visiting hall, and they already got cameras out there. The cameras are so high tech, right? You know, I got busted, yo. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I said, the same way I told you I got hit in the head. Boop. Oh man. Big shout out to the dude that hit me in the head with the lock. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Calm down. Anytime I mention dude that bust me in the face with the lock and the sock, I got to give him a shout out. Gunshots of love, my nigga, because you carried it like you were supposed to. You got to respect a man that carried like you're supposed to. Somebody put in the comment, oh, man, if somebody did something to me, it'd be on. I got to get back. Now, when you're a man and you're on man time, you know you violated. You know what I mean? You got to take what come with it. Because the same way somebody violating, you're going to give them what come with it. So if you slip, because we're human, so if you slip and you violate, you already know what you going to get. You understand what I'm saying? What you going to get. So you know what you're going to give the next man. So don't think that you're immune from it, because then you're playing the 50. We don't do the 50. We play the 100 over here. You know what I mean? But anyway, dude goes out on a visiting hall, and I'll tell you about when I got, you know, I mean, you know, that's my Joe Pesci joint. You know, but, you know, I would tell you about when I was in the visiting hall. I'm in Lewisburg. You understand? And, you know, you put a balloon in your mouth, and these they zoom in with the cameras. They had these cameras that zoomed all the way in, and they could see an M&M and what color it was you putting in your mouth. That's how high-tech the cameras was, you know? But they never had microphones. But now, up at Ray Brook, because of John Angelo Gotti Jr., they wanted to put microphones all around a special table out there, and then they sat him there at the table so they could, you know, what they call that, intercede, you know what I mean? And, you know, eavesdrop on what he's talking about so they could try and make another case on him, because they didn't feel they had him good enough, because he know how to move like a gangster, because he learned from his daddy who's a gangster. Gunshots to his daddy for being a gangster. You know what I mean? Got to give gunshots when it's due. So now, when I get there to Ray Brook, they take me up there and they telling me on it, oh, you know, John Gotti here, John Gotti been here, we did this, we did that, and we put the microphones up, we did this, so don't come here thinking you gonna do all that crack. I know you always selling dope, every jail you go in, but we gonna be on your ass, and if you slip, we gonna send you back to the penitentiary, They making all these damn threats. You know what I mean? They take me up in this room that got like about 30 cameras, all colored monitors, that's watching every area of the jail. On each screen, got like 4 big squares watching 4 different angles in a different part of the jail. That's how crazy it was in there. Just so you fully understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So they let me know that we got an eye on you. They had this joint, right, that was so technical, and I'm going to do a whole video on the prison phone system because I told you about how Rayful Edmonds wound up telling to, make us lose unlimited minutes a month with ITS 1, as they called it, to get ITS 2, where now we got to get, but they got ITS 2, where now you only get 300 minutes a month. That man Rayful Edmonds made over 3,000 calls. You understand what I'm saying? In 30 days. They're like, there's no way in hell the man got time to make 3,000 calls, and we had to pay collect for the calls. So they knew he was doing something. So it was like minus 30% of the people that was breaking the law on the phone, but they wound up using that to punish everybody for the phone. And it was minus 30% that was breaking the law, but they punished the whole 2 million of us that was in the federal system from the phone, from what Rayful Edmonds told them. Gunshots to Rayful Edmonds for that crap. You know what I mean? We got positive gunshot, negative gunshot. That's a negative gunshot. Negative gunshot for that. You know what I mean? Because he went and gave information to the peoples about how we was moving on the inside. But anyway, so they done told me all that. I'm in the room with all these TV monitors and all this crazy stuff, and I'm looking around. Man, I've been down already for about 18 years. I'm looking around like, wow. You know what I mean? What the hell? You know what I mean? And it was so crystal clear, the TVs. I mean, they watched the whole jail from in the same size room that I'm in right now, making these fly-ass videos from the Cash App y'all been sending me. Thank you. You know what I mean? Round of applause to the Cash App. Round of applause to the Cash App. Round of applause. Now, don't forget, I got my audio book at ruinharlem.com, and I got my podcast where you can download free videos. Go download a video if you can't send a Cash App. I don't care what you download. Go look over there. I got all these videos. You can download them so when you're on the airplane and you're riding, there's no internet, you can pull up the download and listen to my audio at any time. So you know how you get on the airplane and you're looking for something to do and there's no internet so you can't watch a movie. You can download my audio, you know what I mean, at my podcast for free. And just keep it in a file so when you traveling, because I know y'all big ballers taking airplanes like it's taxi. My cousin Tony, rest in peace, Camel, you know what I mean, in Miami, used to tell me, because I was in Miami 3-4 times a week, you know what I mean? One minute he talking to me, I'm in Virginia, next minute I'm in D.C., I'm in Chicago, and then I'm at his door. And he's like, man, you over there, you take airplane, you know, like it's a taxi. You know, I afford to take airplane like a taxi. I said, because man, I make enough money, you know, man, I make enough money. I'm ready for go buy a plane, but we can't find a pilot. You know what I said? So, you know, that's how it was. But anyway, we get back to John Gotti. So John Gotti up in there, and they got him on a joint where they put us on a 2-hour check-in. You know what I mean? The 2-hour check-in where every 2 hours you got to find somebody to check in with. They put me on a 2-hour check-in. I told them, look, I'm not doing no check-in. Let's stop that. I don't do no check-in. You know what I mean? Like, well, you got to find the police every 2 hours, let us know who you are, where you are. I said, man, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Wrong nigga. Wrong nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, they locked me up, of course. You know, so, you know me, I had to buck and stand up for the non-wanting to check-in niggas, you know. So they locked me up. They let me out after a week. So when I come back out, they tell me I had to check in. I still ain't check in. So they called me up to Lieutenant. I said, yo, why you don't check in? I said, man, you know, where we at? I said, man, I ain't got a watch. You know what I mean? He said, man, all the diamond watches you got on the street, and this is one of my watches from back in the day. You know what I mean? So he like, all the watches you got on the street, you tell me you can't afford to buy a watch in the prison? I said, nah, I don't need a watch in the prison. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm good. They're like, all right, we're here. You know, take this clock. They tried to belittle me. They gave me a stopwatch that was on a piece of black rope that hang around your neck, and it was about this big, like a little Flavor Flav joint. You know what I mean? And they want me to use it. They're supposed to use that when you're running to do laps and stuff like that. They telling me use that. They got a timer on it, and we're going to set it for every 2 hours. And whenever that go off, that lets you know to go find the police to check in so we know you checking in. I said, listen here, cracker. You know, I don't need no clock. I don't need no watch, and I don't need nothing from you. And I'm definitely not going to be running around looking for y'all to check in. If one of y'all is around during the 2 hour time, I'll check in. So you know when the 2 hours is check-in time. So then that means you have one of your police come find me, and then I'll let them know checking in. But I'm not going to go looking for them to check in. They gave me a little index card. You know what I mean? That had my picture on the side, and it had number 93 on the side. I'm supposed to present that every 2 hours. I said, I'm not going to look for you to present crap. You know what I mean? Oh, no, you got to do that. You got to do that. Everybody else do it that's on it. I say, man, I'm not everybody else. My name is unique. All right, well, cuff them up. They lock me up in the hole again. So this time they come to let me out a week later. So when they come let me out, I said, yo, what's up? They said, oh, you going back to the compound. I said, yo, I'm telling you now, I'm not checking in. You know what I mean? We're not going through that again. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, but you got to stay up here. Yeah, all right, no problem. Get away from my door. You know what I mean? So they leave, and they come back 2 weeks later, and they say, pack up, you go back to the compound. I said, okay, but what we going to do about this check-in crap? I'm not doing this check-in crap. You know what I mean? And they said, why you won't check in? I said, because I told you I ain't got a watch. So they come and they bring me a brand new G-Shock watch, still in the box. They say, here, man, take this watch. We programmed it for every 2 hours. Please, every 2 hours, just come check in. I said, man, it's a nice watch, but I'll be damned if I'm going to do this check-in shit. I told you, I don't look for police. You know what I mean? Police look for me, nigga. Let's get that straight. I ain't never looked for police a day in my life. I even hate to see you mothers. So what the hell I look like going towards you? So they like, man, just please try to come by with the rules, man, because we can't just keep locking you up like this. I said, why not? I'm comfortable back here. I get my books. I get everything I need. And they like, man, yeah, just try it. So they give me the watch, so I go out. So now at check-in time, police was in the gym. So, of course, I told the police, yo, hard checking in, you know what I mean? So then now, next check-in time come, I'm in the room chilling, but I look like leaving my warm cell that I'm reading on good old Donald Goins book or Jackie Collins and go walk down and go find the police wherever he at jacking off to go tell him I'm checking in. So I'm laid back, I'm eating my M&Ms in the bed, I'm chilling, and the police lock on the door and say, oh, you didn't check in. I said, yes, I did. He said, no, you didn't because you didn't come to me. I said, no, you here now, right? He said, yeah. I said, all right, well, I'm checking in. Cracker, get away from my door. You know what I mean? Who you calling a cracker? Man, get the hell away from my door with that crap. I want to hear none of that. This is how I used to talk to them. They hated me, So, you know what? I've been on here long enough, man. I've been on, it's got to be about 36 minutes. Going to be 40 minutes with the joint. Y'all want to hear the rest of the story? Put it in the joint, man. Cash App on the screen. Game to be sold, not told. Stop trying to get everything for nothing. Go to my podcast at Unique Mecca Audio or Spotify and all that crap and download the book. Cash App up there. Don't want to use the Cash App. Download the joint. At least hit the emoji. Keep it moving. Hit the like button. You know how we do. This is Harlem. Representing New York City, baby. All right, let's get it right. All right. Let me take my little man John Gotti off there because I respect this cat. This how we do, man. Just chilling. But you know what? Y'all like that outro, so I got to give you the outro. All right. Let me come back in for a minute, show you what time it is and where we going. Yeah, so we back. All right, let me chill. Okay. John Gotti Jr. chilling, everything good. Now I want to give you the outro, and I hope this YouTube don't play with it, because everybody got their fake rules to take $1 from a black man. Everybody got their fake rules to take $1 from the black man. But we ain't doing that, and we definitely ain't going for that crap. All right. Out. Let me check out now. That was good enough. All right.